What's going on? It's your boy LBP, Chris Man, low budget player, Lord Baby Powder. You know what I'm saying? The Dirty Bird. What's going on? The Flint Town Stabber suspect. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit, man. Them niggas, man, they earned it. They earned it the way they mess with me, man. For me to always talk about it and bring it back up, bring it up, because they really put me through hell. And I'm going to tell you about some gang stalker surveillance type situations I've been through over the past 4 years since I've been back to Flint, okay? Alright, for instance, here's one time that something happened. I was chilling at my aunt's house, and there was this girl over. She's staying the night. She was sleeping in the bed with my aunt. And she said during the night, and let me remind you, this is winter time, like the dead of winter. It's so cold. She said while she was sleeping, she was laying there, she said she heard wings flapping, and she felt something touch her arm, and then it sounded like wings flapping. And I think to myself, I'm like, wait a second, man. Bugs ain't around in the winter. You know what I mean? Especially not butterflies, anything with a big enough wingspan where it's going to cause a major disturbance. A lot of times, even a fly, someone knows if a fly lands on you. But a month later or so, my buddy, his girl, you know, who works at the shop downstate, she showed me on her phone that they showed this drone, and it looked like a little bug with wings. And it said it's already been deployed in Michigan. So I'm pretty sure that they used this on that household there. And we were under sort of an investigation during the time. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And what I've noticed, too, also, they got different kinds of units, okay? They got something I would call a ladder unit. A ladder unit is a car, a truck that has a ladder on it. And what they'll do is they'll get called into a location, and they'll get a bunch of people hoisted up at a high vantage point, and they'll sit there, binoculars. They know hand signals. They know also, that I'm sure they got microphones and all this new top of the line spy technology. I mean, this is the only people that can accommodate this kind of equipment. It would be the fusion centers, the private sector, InfoGuard, okay, NSA, and it's all proven they've done it. So I'm here to tell you, yes, they are doing it, okay. So you got ladder units, then you got ground units. Ground units a ladder unit likes to get up high, okay. They'll go behind the object, hoist the ladder. They'll all get up there, stay low. They'll take the ladder away, and they'll just sit up there. All they got to do is just radio to the guy, come back, come get us. And they'll all get down, go relocate somewhere else. I mean, from my observation, this is how it works. Then they got these other guys that like to get down below your feet. You know, they like to get in a spot where you can't see them. They'll be laying there. They'll have their surveillance equipment, their earphone things, listening, recording. No, it's just like it's war games, man. Because a lot of these times I've seen them resort to these methods, man, but they really didn't do anything. So I'm thinking they're gaining more from playing with it than they are from actually utilizing it. I mean, in the future, once the laws get passed, which there's already the legislation in writing to do these things, to okay them. Like they okayed propaganda now, like the news. You can't trust it at all. It's all propaganda. You know what I mean? The government's got their dirty little fingers all up in it, manipulating it, puppeting, mannequin in people's mouths, man. I mean, that's what it is. That's reality. Okay? Another kind of unit. Lawnmower unit. Okay, I know you're going to think, man, this nigger's crazy, dude. He is so stupid. He must be high. He must be on acid. He must have destroyed his brain. No, sorry, dude, no. They got these guys. They'll have a trailer hitch on a car, and they'll come drop a guy off, and he'll drive like in a strange spot, and he'll be riding around with his lawnmower. And I realize this guy's got a fucking camera on his lawnmower, and they got him there as an extra agent. If they need him, they'll call him in. He'll jump off that bitch, whip out his gun. Police, InfoGuard, NSA, Homeland Security, whatever EIEIO Because the fusion centers, all of them combined, including military. And I've seen them in the ghillie suits. I've seen them doing the sniper style surveillance, and that's called FLECT. You know what I'm saying? I've seen them do it, and I've seen them in action in real life in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? There's another aspect, but the lawnmower unit, okay? Here's another thing. I was watching cops in Detroit, and these guys were bragging about how they used a lawnmower unit to surveil this marijuana house. And then they came over and talked to the guy and was like, hey, is that next door's property for sale? And then they, you know what I'm saying, they got in close. They clinged tight to the enemy's belt, or counting coup. They got close enough to the enemy to kill him, but they didn't do anything. They saved him for later. You know what I'm saying? So, this is confirmed. This has been done in Michigan, and they've done it here in my neighborhood. Dude, when I was the suspect, this is what's weird. Like, they had this guy come walking by me. He was like this. He had on sunglasses. And he had pee down the middle of his pants. And he was acting like a weak, drunk man. And what they were trying to do was entice me to attack this guy. And how I know for sure this wasn't a just random incident, I seen the guy at a later date following me and my buddy to form our nature preserve. And he was walking through there as we were. You know what I mean? So I know what the guy looks like. If I seen him now, I could point him out. Anyway. Same day this guy walks by me. It was at Kersley Park at a concert. They also sent a blind guy. He walked past me and he lingered around me like he was trying to present himself as a target, as like someone who would, like, listen, like I'm the kind of guy that would see a blind man and whip his ass, steal from him, kick him, something. No, dude, never. That's not how I roll. These motherfuckers should know that too by now. But that's street theater. That's exactly what that is. They set up all these situations where they're trying to provoke me. You know, they had their criminal profilers probably all had me pinned and marked, dude. Like, this is definitely the guy. During the time, my father just was murdered, okay? Murdered. Police didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, so I'm sure they probably, this guy's got all the motive to do it because he's angry because he lost his father to murder, so he's out there taking out people that he feels is responsible. Not true. I mean, listen, I can profile y'all niggas just like you try to profile me. I know I'm not a serial killer. I know I'm not a fucking super villain. I say I'm chilling like a villain, but I don't mean that, dude. Because the people they say are the good guys normally ain't. So that's why I sympathize with the people that have always been the outcasts, the rebels, the outlaws. Geronimo, for instance, the Red Devil Geronimo. He didn't call himself the Red Devil. The Mexicans called him that because they didn't fucking like him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was always robbing the motherfuckers because they killed 4 of his family members. You know what I mean? So, hey, they had beef. But, you know, or, you know, Pontiac tried to overthrow Detroit. Yeah, I like that. Fort Mishmiliac, I dig that. That's history. That's American history. That's my history. I'm proud of that shit. You know what I mean? It's like an inferior force can always, you know what I'm saying, let their selves be known to a larger, more advanced and rich, funded force. You know what I mean? So let me think. And the other thing you gotta look for is kid units. It's seriously, it's like George Orwell. They'll have a woman surveilling you, walking around, following you, and she'll have her kid with her on purpose because they know no one's gonna attack no goddamn kid. You know what I'm saying? What it is they get these convoys of all these same cars and they just drive by constantly, circles. And when they know you know, then they start sending you little signals and code words to let you know, yeah, we know we're watching you, but what you going to do about it? It's kind of like in the Bible. It says that people are going to marvel after the beast and wonder, who makes war against the beast? This is what this is. I call them the NWO boys, the gang stalkers, the Infoguard, Fusion Center, NSA, Homeland Security. This stuff is all right out of the Nazis' playbook, dude. I'm sorry, y'all are Nazis. Nazi.